And then he puts on the armband. Magnificent. Simply breathtaking. Oh, my dear friend, you snuck up on us. Had I not noticed you, I may have spoiled something well down the line. Do give me a bit of warning next time, old sport. No harm, no foul, I suppose. Anywho, I assume you've come back to me to discuss an episode of NXT 124, correct? Yes, I watched it again just for you, old sport. Come along, let's return back to our little private room, shall we, and begin talking about it. Follow me.
But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25%.
Yes, just ignore Scott. He frequently gets quite aggravated when he comes here. I'll have to speak to the owners about him soon. Come along, through here once more. Have a seat. So, let's begin. And here we go. Welcome to the NXT Re-review, where every episode we go back and look at a classic episode of NXT and we'll slowly build our way up to the modern age. And look, it'll be slow, but it should be fun, because a lot of this we probably haven't seen before. As I say, the other few weeks that we've done this, we're going to keep this relatively spoiler-free. When it comes to future stuff, we'll just be talking about what's happening as we're watching it. And today we're going to be discussing episode 124. I believe it's a June episode. Yeah, end of June 2012. Or maybe start of July. Look, I didn't look at it, I'll be perfectly honest. And this was more of an interesting one. It had a bit more of a story than the other few. Let's just jump into it. We opened with our first ever NXT, well, first to my knowledge, in this new arena that they're doing it in, the new style. Divas match. It was Sophia Cortez versus Paige. Paige is a unique look. Sophia, not too much. Paige is all pale and she's wearing black the whole time. It's kind of gothish. It's pretty good. She looks good. And we have fucking Jim Ross and Byron Saxton. They're still on commentary. Saxton's not good in this match, man. He's pretty creepy, I think. He's like, oh, well, that fairy must have granted my wish, starting off with Divas action. Shut up. Stop. It's not nice hearing that. And then he's like, Sophia is the spicy chipotle of the Divas division. Well, like, what does that even mean? If you couldn't tell, I'm not American. I'm not much into chipotle or whatever. I hear it's absolute shit. It'll give you the shits, apparently. But like, this is just weird, Byron. He later goes on to do like Raw. He commentates for Raw, and he's not like this at all. He's much calmer. He's much more babyface, and this is just kind of creepy. But I suppose that tells you of how the women were treated back then. In NXT, it kind of becomes the first place in WWE to really treat women's wrestling the way it should be treated, and the way it now is. They've recently main evented WrestleMania with in a triple threat match, 2 of the 3 people in that NXT stars. So there you go. Homegrown, baby, kind of. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's weird at this stage going back and looking at it and being like, whoa, wrestling was different back then, man. Even if just a few years ago. Jim Ross really builds up Paige's wrestling background, saying that like her family is all massively into wrestling, which is true. She has a movie out now, Fighting With My Family. Probably be some NXT spoilers in there, but I hear it's excellent. It's supposed to be really good. I think The Rock produced it, or he had something big to do with it. I don't know. He got it off the ground, but apparently it's very good. I should see it. I'm going on a holiday soon, and I think it might be in the plane, like onboard entertainment. Maybe I'll watch it then. Maybe I'll do a review. Ooh, there you go. I'll do a review of Fighting for My Family and put it on the channel. Wouldn't that be fucking excellent? Sophia wins with a fucking gorgeous DDT. It's really nice. It's an okay match. It's short, but it kept my attention. And that DDT, it looked really nice. She seems alright. She seems good. I prefer Paige's look. But Sophia definitely stood out more in the match when it comes to an in-ring thing. And then we went straight into a second match. That's something I liked about this episode. There's a lot more matches. There was only 2, I think, video packages in this one, as opposed to like every fucking segment got a fucking like video package in the last couple episodes, which is fine because they're all okay, but it's a bit like give me wrestling, you know. So yeah, we went to Camacho with, I guess, his manager, but I guess it's also his tag partner Unico, versus Seth Rollins, who we've seen in the previous episodes of NXT. Camacho has this lame fucking gangster gimmick. It's really bad. It's like a shitty version of Combo in, I guess it wouldn't be Combo, of the people in Breaking Bad or whatever, the like Mexican gangbangers or whatever. It just seems bad. It's based on like racial stereotypes or whatever. It's odd. Jim Ross points out that WWE officials are very high in Rollins' potential, and in fairness, of all like the people who we've seen so far in NXT, it's him and Tyson Kidd look like they could be good. I think, in my opinion anyway. Rollins hits some hard chops on Camacho? Something Nacho, I don't know. I just think of nachos. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. Stupid name, Camacho. But Paige hit chops in the last match as well. I thought it was a bit weird to see that spot 2 matches in a row. But whatever. It's not a fucking big deal. I don't know what I'm talking about. The crowd behind Rollins as well. I noticed that. He's gotten decent support. I don't know where FCW was filmed. Maybe it was, which is the developmental promotion before NXT. Maybe it was in this place, because I know he wrestled there. He wrestled in the FCW. Maybe that was also filmed in Full Sail, and it's kind of like a homecoming type thing, and they already knew him. I'm honestly not sure. But it's good to see him there behind him. He takes a beating, though. He's really like, he's on the back foot this entire match. It's interesting. And then he starts making a good comeback. And he fends off interference from Umiko. And he throws Camacho into Umiko, knocking Unico off the apron, and then he wins the match. He wins via the blackout, which is like his lame curb stomp where he hits their back instead of their head. And it's an okay match, it's fine. But the more interesting part is after the match, Unico and Camacho, they attack Rollins after the bell, and the bell ringer is going crazy, which I like. They don't do that anymore, where he keeps ringing the bell. He's like ding 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 ding. He just keeps doing it over and over as if it's going to make a difference. But then Bo Dallas, who we saw 2 episodes ago, I believe. I don't think he was on last week's one. He was like super positive or whatever. He comes out to try and make the save. And he bloody does it. He successfully does it. He makes the rescue. And it just kind of ends with Bo Dallas tending to Seth Rollins. And then we jump straight to our next match, which is Corey Graves and Jake Carter versus CJ Parker and Nick Rogers. Neither of these people have team names. I hate tag teams, a ton of team names. I hate when they're just 2 people beside each other. I don't know, it's a pet peeve of mine. I know it's hard to come up with names, but like, fucking, just do something. Like, I was about to suggest the Destroyers, but you know what? Make it good. I'd make fun of them if it was the Destroyers or some shit. Graves and Carter, they get some pretty heavy boos when they're coming out. Which I was like, oh, really? Because we haven't seen them yet. I don't know how big they were in the NXT before this. But they are not liked here in Full Sail, which fair enough, I guess. They're the heels of the match, clearly. It's Parker and I think Graves are the opening people. And then it's very much Parker's kept in Graves' corner the entire time. But then he makes the bloody hot tag to Rogers and Carter. He makes the hot tag to, Rogers. And Carter gets tagged in as well. But it's just a bit of a squash. Like, Carter and Graves win fairly easily. It's not very good. It's just a generic match. It's a generic setup. It's a generic, way it's done. What would you call it? Execution. There you go. Generic execution of a generic idea for a match. It's I don't know. It's not very good. It's a bit but then Jim Ross, we actually see him in Byron Saxton at the commentary table, which I don't think we've seen yet. He hypes up Cassius Ohno, because Ohno is going to be coming out next, apparently. And then we get a quick video package with him, and it's a good one. It's actually, it has that, like, radiation meter, like, the sound that thing makes, the ticking of it, where it's like it's going crazy or whatever. It has that, and it's kind of creepy, and that's cool. It's short, it's black and white. It's alright, it's not too bad. And then Bray Wyatt, we get a Bray Wyatt video package. And the last 2 episodes I've said that Bray Wyatt's packages are probably the highlight of the episode. This one wasn't a highlight, but it's okay. He's talking to the same people as last week, like the fella in the red flannel with the big beard, the bald red-headed fella who's fucking has a red beard or whatever. And there's a woman there. It ends on him and the woman laughing all creepily when it like goes to black or whatever. He's a really good speaker. You can really believe this guy is a cult leader, and I like that. It feels like he's real. Unlike a lot of like the crazier characters in NXT, they really do feel like they're just a guy playing a character. Like Adam Rose last week. Who was he? He was a South African fella. What was his name? What was his name? I can't remember. Oh no. Oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry. But yeah. But then the good news is, which really saved this package for me, he's coming out next week. He's debuting next week, which is exciting for me, I think, because as I say, he's had the best things. He's had the best fucking the best. He's been a highlight of NXT so far, and he hasn't even been on the show. So I'm really interested to see what happens next week, whether it's just a promo or a match. I'm really curious to see what Bray Wyatt does. And then we got the debut of Cassius Ohno, which was hyped up last week and just a few minutes ago, and he's fighting Mike Dalton. He gets KO chance, but I can't tell if it's his music or if it's the crowd. Because coming out, it kind of sounds like he's getting booed. It's odd. I'm not sure what to think about that. It's kind of... I don't know if he's getting booed or not. Because like I said, he does get KO chance. And he gets Cassius, or whatever, shit like that. Because they're into him. The crowd are actually fairly into Cassius Ohno. There is this terrible bit, though, where he has Mike Dalton in the corner, and he's in the opposite corner, and he screams up, he's like, "Oh no!" And it's awful, and then he sprints at him, and he like jumps, and there's like the shitty Superman punch and hits him or whatever. But it's just him screaming, "Oh no!" Oh, this is fairly shit. Like, I don't like that at all. Like, I get it. Your name's Oh no. He then hits a KO for the win. It's just really an elbow to the face. It's kind of similar to Wade Barrett's finisher when he was in WWE a few years back. What was that called? Oh, I couldn't tell you. I miss Wade Barrett. Bad News Barrett. He was good. I don't think he wrestles too much now. I think he's a manager for Defiant or something. Something like that. But yeah, it's an okay match. Both men come out looking good, in fairness to him. And then after the match, Cassius, he takes the mic. And he's a heel. It's fairly clear he's playing the heel role. And he's kind of just like... he's just saying that like he's fucking gonna kill everyone or whatever. No one's gonna attack him or else he'll beat you up. And one of the lines he says is, when they hear Cassius come and they say, "Oh no," I'm gonna get real fucking tired of that real fucking fast. I'm telling you, man. I cannot deal with this "oh no" shit. Like, his theme later on, he didn't have it in this episode. I think I hyped it up in the last one. It starts with someone being like, "Oh no, oh no," and then it goes into it. And I thought from what I've seen in NXT, that was gonna be the limit of the "oh no" stuff, because his name's a pun. Do you get it? I fucking get it. But I guess he's gonna have it be a real fucking big part of his gimmick, isn't he? He's just gonna keep saying, "Oh no, KO, oh no," and I'm gonna jump off a fucking bridge, because I hate that stuff when it's a boring pun title and you keep mentioning it the entire fucking time. Just not for me. It's just not what I like in my stupid campy wrestling. Sorry about that bit of a rant. Then we got Derek Bateman versus Jinder Mahal. And straight off the gate, there's USA chants. And I was like, I hate the USA chants. They're just, to me, they're like, fuck off. Because obviously I'm not American, so I don't have that American pride or whatever. But I'd never chant Ireland. I'm from Ireland. I'd never chant fucking Ireland ever, you know? Just not bothered, like. It's just a bit stupid. And it's not like Jinder's from India. He's from Punjab, India. But it's not like he's kind of a foreign heel. But it's more of just, in this match at least, he was just a regular heel. Like, he wasn't doing anything particularly anti-American or whatever. He didn't fucking burn a flag in front of him. And yet he got USA chants. I think someone in the crowd at some point says, "Knock the Indian out of him," which I was like, oh, no. That's not okay. You can't say that. Like, that's pretty rough. I don't know. Didn't like that. I don't know. I hope they really lean away from the racial stuff in Jinder's like gimmick. Maybe they heard that. They're gonna have him just be generic heel instead of generic heel who hates America. So I hate that gimmick so much. It doesn't relate to me at all. Bateman, he clotheslines Jinder over the top rope. And then he does a nice little suicide dive to Jinder. And he hits a running neck breaker onto him. And it does look like he's going to win. I really thought it was the 3 count, but Jinder kicked out just in the nick of time. And I was kind of impressed by that. I didn't expect that. And then he locks in the camel clutch for the win. I thought this was a surprise result because Bateman, he main evented last week against Johnny Curtis, and I believe he won that. So I kind of thought, okay, if they're going to do some sort of a push with him. But I suppose not. I guess they have bigger things in mind for Jinder. Unless this is... Yeah, it's NXT, so they know what they're doing. They're kind of smart about this. It's not the main roster thing where it's constant 50-50 booking. And then Jinder, after the match, he locks it in again. Look, it's a boring match. It's not very good. But, look, it made me dislike Jinder a bit more, and I guess that's the goal of the match. So, what can I say? Yeah, just a bit dull. Then we got our main event announced. Apparently behind the scenes, Dusty Rhodes, general manager, he announced that the main event would be a 6-man tag match with Tyson Kidd, Seth Rollins, and Bo Dallas versus Michael McGillicuddy, Unico, and Camacho. That's good booking. I like that. Unlike the other 2 episodes, it does kind of feel like there's a story running through this one, because obviously earlier, Bo saved Rollins or whatever, in case you've already forgotten in the 15 minutes I've been talking. Regal's on commentary. William Regal has joined commentary again. I wish he would just stay the whole time. I don't like that he keeps just hopping in for one match. He's better than Saxton. He's much better than Saxton, so I do wish he would just stay the entire time. This match starts with Unico and Tyson in the ring. Rollins is soon tagged in and he's forced into his opposition's corner. Gets beat down a lot. He gets this like small hot tag with Bo, and Dallas quickly loses control of the match. Like there's 10 seconds of Dallas like fucking beating on the heels or whatever, and then he very fast like loses control of the match. And he just gets beaten up a lot in the corner, much worse than fucking Seth Rollins. Regal drops in this fucking story. He's apparently Unico was getting beaten up by a load of thugs in an alley. He got stabbed by one of them, but then Camacho came in, beat them all off, and bit the fucking nose off one of them. I don't think that's true, but it's a really interesting story, and that's supposed to be how they became friends. Which, man, look, it's something else, okay? I don't know. I guess it's better than just like they were just mates when they were younger or whatever. But weird story, weird to be brought up. But Bo Dallas eventually is able to scramble away from the heels, and he gets Tyson Kidd for the hot tag. And Tyson clearly is supposed to be like the more wise, the fella who's gonna get called up soon. If there was an NXT championship, Tyson would probably get it. And it's clear here, because he's clearly the strongest one. He's clearly supposed to be like... like someone on the main roster would come down and help him. This is how they would get treated, you know? He's booked fairly fucking strong. He immediately beats away the heels. He's fucking Michael McGillicuddy comes for him, and Umo, he's like, sprints past McGillicuddy and hits Unico, that's his name, yeah? Yeah, Unico and Camacho. He hits him off the apron and they're on the ground or whatever. And then they start to stand up and they look up and fucking Seth Rollins is on the top turnbuckle. And Rollins jumps onto him. Gets Dallas as well. He hits Bo Dallas as well. He's part of his team, which I thought was odd. I guess it's just more safe. And that one's pretty fucking cool. And then Tyson, he's about to bounce off the ropes and jump on him again. He's going to jump over the ropes. But McGillicuddy comes in. He like swipes his knees or whatever. And they have a very quick back and forth. But eventually, McGillicuddy, he gets Tyson with the running neck breaker, and he picks up the win. Which I kind of figured the faces would win, but you know, they can't always. That's fair enough. This is the best match of the night, I thought. Everyone looked good coming out of it. And that's a good thing. That's how you know it's a good match, I think. And that's the end of the episode. Another week done. Overall, I'd give this one a 6 out of 10. Just barely though. I think it's saved by the Rollins stuff and the Divas match. Everything else is fairly middle of the road or a 4 out of 10 or something. But this is a good episode overall. I did enjoy it by the end. I'm assuming next week we're gonna get like this aftermath of the Tyson match. I should hope. And then, of course, the big thing next week is Bray Wyatt finally debuting. That's gonna be exciting. That's what I'm gonna be looking forward to. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully he's not like shit or anything. I don't think he will be, because his promos are really good. So if he just comes out and talks, and maybe he sets up a match for the following week, I'm totally fine with that. I'm just really curious to see what he's gonna do, and how he's gonna communicate his message or whatever, his gimmick, as it's a really interesting gimmick. So far, at least. Who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe he'll come out and he'll be this presenter for like a kids' TV show. How dumb would that be? You know, how fucking stupid would that be? Like he has loads of puppets or something. That would be so fucking dumb and stupid and silly. I sure do hope Bray Wyatt never does that, because that would obviously be bad. It could never possibly be good. Anyway, I think that about does it for us here. I think we've had another good episode, my friend. I think Old Sport. We've gone through NXT again, episode 124, and we've discussed it at length. We've had a good time. We've had laughs. We've cried, and I'm sure next episode you'll come and see me again, and I'll be waiting, Old Sport. Episode 125 next, correct? Yes, excellent, good. We'll do that soon enough, won't we? Thank you for stopping by, and make sure to do it again sometime. Bye.